Hi companions, likely each one of us knows who Madonna is, and other than being a super well-known vocalist, she is additionally known by numerous as a lady of embarrassments. At the same time, she has been blamed of everything: intemperance, various undertakings, and indeed sacrilege. Possibly the paparazzi are right approximately a few things, but we must not disregard that it is as it were portion of an picture to remain on beat of the notoriety she has had for numerous decades. What is small talked about is that there's another feature of her life, which isn't as a rule specified, since it is exceptionally simple to overstate, malign her, and talk sick of her. Few individuals know that the star is making a difference destitute children in Africa, and it was numerous a long time prior that Madonna opened the establishment Hoisting Malawi, much appreciated, to which thousands of vagrants had the opportunity to lead a typical life. But today's story isn't almost this, but around a 1-year-old boy from the poorest nation in Africa that Madonna embraced 14 a long time prior and made him with cherish and care. The clever thing is that the child was not an vagrant, but his natural father abandoned him to his destiny and in shelter. I think I do not have to say what kind of future anticipated this small boy. Destitution, starvation, appalling maladies, and working on ranches. But one day, life grinned on him, and it turned out that, from the foot, he finished up within the family of the wealthiest artist on the planet. First arriving in Malawi numerous a long time back on a charity mission, the vocalist was stunned. Not as it were is the nation considered one of the poorest within the world, where more than half of its citizens live on less than $1 a day, but 70% of the children can't indeed manage to go to school. 70% of the children cannot indeed get essential instruction, and individuals live on normal not than 50 a long time. Clearly Madonna wasn't arranging to go astray from the standard situation of a world star going by a destitute nation, but when she found herself in an halfway house in Malawi, she taken note a 1-year-old boy named David. The child boy required pressing restorative consideration, as his organic mother had kicked the bucket in childbirth and his father had sent him to an shelter since he couldn't nourish him at all. As the vocalist afterward reviewed, it was as in case I was struck by lightning. When I looked at the infant, his look was so profound that I suffocated in it. It'll be difficult to accept, but Madonna was so moved by the child's situation that she not as it were made a difference him monetarily with his treatment but took on the challenge of receiving him. No one around the star caught on such an interesting choice, but the lady and mother didn't require any counsel. She stood firm in what she was doing. Agreeing to neighborhood laws, as it were individuals who have lived within the nation for at slightest a year and a half can adopt a child from an shelter, but nothing might halt the artist. For Malawian authorities, the choice was self-evident, since they knew where the small boy would be way better off, which he would never have an opportunity like this once more. In reality, that's how small David, new from destitution, finished up in Madonna's London mansion. Instantly, she found herself within the hands of the leading specialists and exceptionally before long recuperated. By this time, the artist as of now had 2 children of her possess, and this act appeared more than respectable. Be that as it may, as is frequently the case, not everyone acknowledged it. A few interested and feud-hungry writers turned the story into a genuine embarrassment, indeed reaching to the inconvenience of finding the child's natural father in Malawi. The father was Joan Banda, a destitute agriculturist who worked all day on the manors and might scarcely make clothes meet. The man had moreover found an unused family, and clearly it was not in his plans to bring his son back home. The rancher said he was giving the child to Madonna. He was well mindful that bringing him back would essentially demolish his future, but small David was improbable to miss his family. After all, he didn't remember anybody at all. He rapidly adjusted to his modern life and managed to fraternize with his step-siblings. When he was 8 a long time ancient, Madonna chosen to take him to her country. There, David met his father for the primary time, but as anticipated, he communicated no one to live with him. In reality, he was a total stranger to him and considered Madonna as his mother. So a long time passed and the boy lived among cherish and wealth. He had the finest of everything, particularly a cherishing family composed of his mother and kin. In expansion, the family gotten 2 other embraced children, but before long another outrage broke out. David's father abruptly declared that it was way better for his child to return to his country in Malawi. He was disturbed that Madonna had boyfriends more youthful than her, and the African considers himself a great citizen and was cognizant of family values. In any case, everybody knew superbly well that it was a plot or corrupt writers, who chosen to cause another scandal and did not care around the destiny of the child. But by that time, no one would have thought of returning the child to his claimed father, who had as of now rejected him once. Since at that point, numerous a long time have passed, and nowadays David is 15, a long time ancient. He is exceptionally fond of his receptive mother and his kin. He may be a great understudy and creature significant other, and leads the life of an ordinary youngster, with his claimed pastimes and issues. He copies Madonna in numerous ways and is additionally exceptionally aesthetic, cherishes to sing and move, and like her cherishes tossed in the open. Madonna herself once indeed said that David has numerous more of her qualities than her claimed children. The boy develops up with the same assurance and relentlessness, is devoted to soccer exceptionally genuinely, and seem indeed seek after a career as a proficient competitor. However, the artist herself does not run the show out that one day he will be president of his local Malawi. It'll be anything he needs to do, it's his life and his choice, Madonna said with a smile in one of her interviews. Anyway, here could be a story that not numerous individuals know around, but that merits more consideration than all those embarrassments that writers cherish to compose almost. Companions, how do you rate the singer's act, and in common what do you think of her? Be beyond any doubt to type in your supposition within the comments. That's all for nowadays. Hit the like button and see you before long. Hit the like button.